I interviewed both of them because I'm just really amazed and I guess really inspired by people who face these kinds of challenges and find purpose in life and faith. And then DJ showed me this guy who came over and sat for a couple of hours.
Amazing person.
He'll tell you when it's his turn, but he also has some physical challenges in life that he's overcome and found. He's going to share some clarity with us.
We hope so, yeah.
So just finishing what we started with what Benny was saying is, like, to me, the more I let go of controlling things, right, the more I see his hand in things. You know, like, so I'll give you one example, just a quick story. So I got this special item from the cancer center, right? It was a projector, small projector, and it's really cool, and it's a very specific item. So I get it, and I use it, and the battery dies, and I can't recharge it. Okay? So at the beginning, I'm really upset about it, because like I don't want to, and I had chemo like the day before, and I don't have a TV in my bedroom, so I use this to watch Game of Thrones, and I'm like, I can't get it, because I can't get it back. Anyways, so now it doesn't work. I'm really upset. And it's the next day, when my friend texts me, he's like, I'm in the area. Oh, and then I back and forth emailed the company, they're like, just exchange it at Best Buy. So I check Best Buy, there's like limited quantity because it's a special item. I feel like crap. And my friend texts me, he's like, I'm in the area, do you need anything? I was like, oh, could you do me a favor, can you pick me up and take me to Best Buy, I have to exchange something. So, you know, like, most of the time, like, when I tell my friends that, they're like, maybe later, because they know, like, I'm going to be there for like an hour or two, you know, I schmooze. So, we get there, and there's one person I'm next, her name is Kerry. You know, Kerry, how you doing? I got this projector, it is the model. I know it's limited quantity, I checked online, you know, just let me know how long it's going to be, okay? Promise you, without not even nanoseconds, she pulls out, sealed, okay, the same exact projector, and she puts it, I'm like, how do you have this? How is that possible? She goes, someone just ordered online, you canceled it. I'm like, just now? She's like, just now. That's not the crazy part. So I'm having a bad day, right? So I say to her, I'm like, you really made my day. She's like, well, why are you saying the projector made it? I'm like, no, it's not. I was like, listen. And then I always decide, like, do I tell the person the whole story? Do I tell them a little bit? What do I tell them?
Like now.
Yeah, so now, exactly. So I just, right, exactly. So I was like, I'm just going to tell him. You know, I say, you're having cancer. Yeah, he's raising that. No, but he's like, he can't believe what's happening. He can't believe the item's there. I go, I have stage 4 pancreatitis. I had chemo the other day, and it's 66 times, all that. She goes, what? Pancreatitis? I was like, yeah. She goes, let me tell you something. I said, what? She goes, my father-in-law had pancreatic cancer when he was 90. He's 59 today. Okay? She gave me a high five, and she just, you know, lifted my spirits like amazing. You know, so you like that to me, just because the thing and it broke and you know, the whole thing. And now if you look at it that way, then you'll see God's hand. You know
so Rabbi Eisenberg made an incredible speech. He's talking about Hashgacha Prati. And some people find it, I guess, a little bit hard to digest that God is in every moment of our life. And I was really blown away by Rabbi Eisenberg's speech because it's something so simple, but you know, we live with so much technology every day and we take so much for granted. So we get in our car and we have Waze, right, obviously. And Waze tells us exactly, I mean, it's incredible, right? Is it not incredible? Exactly where to turn, where we are, where we're going. If we make a mistake, it turns us this way, turns us that way, gives us the better route, sends us to our destination. Now, somebody created that. Human beings created that. Can you doubt that the creator of Waze can be as involved in our lives? Now, okay. So the whole point is, can we get to a place in our lives where we experience God in that way, that He's able to do through all His pain and all His suffering. So how do we get there, I guess, is really the question. You know, some people are... What? There is the idea, certainly, that one of the reasons why we suffer, it's funny because I was riding my bike this weekend down north, and, you know, now I learned Vera knows because she had to pick this story. I'll try to keep the story as short as possible, but I was riding with the wind, feeling great, and realizing that there's, you don't, long story short, I did this a couple of years ago. I'm like Superman, because I was working out on winter. I came the first weekend, June, and I'm flying, and I'm 20 miles an hour. I ended up Sandy Hook at the end. I've been working out. I turned around, the wind was, and I was going 20 miles an hour. And I had to call Vera. So now I check the flags, and I know and I see. But as I'm riding, I'm saying, wow, I can't feel the positive energy. Now, obviously, when things are going well in our lives, how many of us do stop and say, if you do, great, I tried, I get an order, thank you, Hashem. Something could happen.
You're on a roll. There's no time to stop. The ball's rolling.
It's just so easy. So, to Robert's point, I'm sorry, what?
Say, once you're on a roll,
Yeah.
think of a ball. When it starts rolling, when you're rolling,
Right.
you just keep rolling.
Right.
It stop rolling. When does it stop and say, oh wow, look what Hashem is doing for me. Look what He's not doing. Look what He's doing for me. Look what He's doing.
And you know what? You know what? I think it's...
Once you stop rolling, it's like, wow.
Well, it means you did something.
Yeah, I mean, all right. It's like,
So the point is that...
now you're looking back like, oh, wow, thank you, but now I do more.
Right. But suffering, the wind, what's there? And it makes us, it is definitely one of the reasons, for sure, why, and we'll get hopefully at the end of this thing to a lot of different angles as to why how suffering, helps us out. But the point, so you were saying, how do we get to that place where God is so real that we can have comfort in our life? That no matter what we're going through, in other words, life is a roller coaster, right? If you believe you're on the roller coaster, you may be getting nauseous, you may be going up, you may be going down, but if you believe that you are headed somewhere, and every dip and every turn, the pain, the pleasure, is headed somewhere, then obviously life becomes much more exciting, bearable. We can't wait to what it's going to bring us, because God loves us, and if we're doing the right thing, He's going to bring great stuff to us. And if we can, as these two amazing gentlemen have done, is even take. This guy you don't know. He looks great. He looks phenomenal. And this guy, and he'll tell his story as well. Can we really complain about this or that or the other thing? And Sherry's not here. Sherry's just another fellow person.
Just not listening to you, okay?
So how do we get there? How do we get to that place?
You can explain, it's much easier. It's less, you don't need the negativity.
DJ, how did you get to? Were you? Eddie, you were.
Let's Eddie. This is Eddie Shamah. Go ahead.
You want to introduce me?
No, I don't want to introduce you. I want you
Tell
to
a little bit
yeah.
about your story.
Okay.
And who you are.
Eddie Shamah, born and raised in town here. I was married at 21 and diagnosed with multiple sclerosis when I was 20 years old. It's a debilitating disease that plays with your central nervous system, messes with your connections between your brain and your actions. So at the point when I was diagnosed at 20, everything was fine. It was just a small diagnosis, and it was called early in the stage. Thank God. My doctor told me when I was diagnosed, he says, he died recently, actually, himself. But he says, you're lucky, because 5 years ago you want to come to me, you sit down, and I told you, you're pretty much doomed to be in a wheelchair or be stuck in bed, immobile in 5 years from now. But with the technology and with the new medicines that are coming out now these days, thank God, that we have the possibility of stopping it. We can try to hold it down in its tracks. We can't do anything else except to do that. And even over time since then, this was 17 years ago, 18 years ago, thank you, my memory in my pocket. It was 18 years ago. But since then, it's advanced even more. It used to be I have to take a shock every day somewhere in one of my muscular areas. But now they have recently came out with a pill you can take in your mouth, swallow. But then I could lose my point too also.
Just speak to, so you became, this thing overtook your life.
Yeah, this thing overtook my life. At the beginning, I was okay. I was able to handle it. It was small setbacks that I would have. So I got married, I had children. I started a business, and towards the you don't want to call it the end of the line, but there was some major setbacks with the disease had progressed severely, went through the second stage progressive onset of multiple sclerosis, which would have me stuck to a bed, to a chair, to a cane, to a hospital, to not as mobile and active as I was, as we could ask anybody. That's my friends.
Yes.
Climbing, jumping, running, going, non-stop. Right? Yes. So now it all had just stopped. The business became difficult to run. The house couldn't be paid for. Had to lose the house, to lose the business, and thank God that once you come down, you can now go up from the other side. My wife, thank God, she is doing very well. Nicole's Kitchen.
Plug.
So once you go down, you can only go up. So if you feel that if you're down, then you know that there's only room to go.
Well, what was the turning? Where did you find the strength to you started exercising, you started doing,
Yeah, at some point I had to take actions into my own hands instead of leaving to the doctors and to what they had said would be the outcome. I have to make my own outcome. Taking all the medications that had kept me down for a long time. And thank God I was able to have that courage and that power to stand up and say, I want to do something different.
What role did faith play?
Faith is always there. I know that I'm able to always lash out, to speak to Hashem, and to look up and ask Him for His help, and to see Him in everything that goes on through my life.
You ever get angry?
To be honest.
No. I have never had a thought in my mind that God had punished me and something. In a way, I could see a lot of it as being a blessing. A lot of it is a blessing. Without such failings, not failings, but without such faults and challenges, without such challenges, other things would not be able to come to light. And what we need to do is we need to bring out the light. And if this is the way that it's going to come through it, then so be it. And that's how it works. There's not going to be any growth without any struggle.
That's science.
That's
Spiritual science and physical science.
So, in order to gain anything, you got to be pushing up hard against it, just like you would just try to push up hard against, or you were riding a bicycle against the wind. But you got to push hard. Harder you push, you'll make it.
Yes. I have to just say one thing. You don't have to be suffering to see Hashem. Okay, you don't have to. Yes, it does make things more accessible because you're in a corner. However, if you're in it, if you're involved, if you put yourself in a situation, then you'll see His, hand in things. You just have to not sit home, you know what I mean, and do nothing.
Right. That's when you hit bottom.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to move.
Like every day, I
don't
say.
Want this hurts like hell.
Right, but you say, you wake up and you say, thank God. Listen, another day, I could be in a lot of pain. You know what I mean? But no, the thing is, who can I help today? And that's what I say. People saying something else, but what I'm trying to say is I don't want everyone here to think when they leave, oh shit, I have to have a major situation to see Hashem and all that I have. No, just be involved. Do something that's good. You know what I mean? it could be a mitzvah, if you want to call it that, or it could be just a good deed. The fact that you're getting involved and you're doing something, you're going to see what happens. I mean, it's amazing. One day I woke up, I was hysterically crying. My wife gave me a nice troch with her words, wake up, like. I ended up, because I'm like, you're right. I'm like, yeah, I feel like crap, but you don't have to go to shul. Because I went to shul, I hung out, I saw this guy, then I saw my friend Yaakov Shwaki, he was a singer. He goes, come to my house, we're going to play guitar today. I said, okay, great. I went, I was sweating. I changed my shirt 6 times. But you know what? It was worth it. Because what happened after? The music teacher who was teaching us guitar ended up being a nutritionist, self-taught. Okay, when the doctors told him you have 3 weeks to live, he went home, he changed his whole diet, he eats organic, he grows his own fruit, vegetables. Amazing. And he goes, you know what? Cole's kitchen, right? He goes, you know what? Don't talk. Alexis Cohen's case. He goes, I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to teach you and your wife how to eat. He came over. He spent 3 hours with us. He's going to come over again. I mean, what my point is what? Instead of staying home and staying in bed, which I can do, and I have every reason to do, I went out. Whatever, I happened to go to school and see. But everything happened because I decided to do something. So, again, just to finish it off, you don't have to suffer. Okay? You don't have to put yourself or torture yourself. Just do something, and you'll see it. And it'll happen. And the more you look, the more you'll see it.
So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry,
So the question for, I think, me, and maybe some of you, is, how do we make that more of a reality in our lives? How does Hashem become, like, where is he? How does it become stronger? And what we're taught is that there are some people that are blessed with emunah pshuta, which I think Eddie has. You just have it. Some people just have it. They got that feeling.
You brought up in a good household with a good family.
They have it. They're my father, and they just, okay. But then there's something called emunat hasechel. So that's emunat halev, of the heart. There's emunat hasechel, which is an intellectual knowledge of what is going on, of what is Hashem. And I don't really know who it was exactly, the Maharal, I forget who, the Baal Shem Tov says that the strongest, the most resilient Jew is the one who has both. And when we talk about emunah, so how do we get emunah b'lev if we're not blessed with it? Clearly, there's 2 ways. One is prayer. And prayer today, I think, unfortunately, maybe, for a lot of people has become very rote and very repetitious and very, we have a book, incredible words in them, but the word, in meditation, I'm reading a book now by Aryeh Kaplan, and he speaks to the fact that meditation was a real part of the Jewish world of service. The actual word kavanah means to aim, so when you meditate, you're focusing. And anybody go to shul and see that guy that's sitting there in the corner going like this and like that? And part of us think, even me, sometimes I try to find a corner where nobody can see that my eyes are closed, or, maybe get lost a little bit in my prayer. And I think, and I don't know, if there's a way to incorporate a little bit more of personalized.
I think you said it right. I think you're supposed to get lost in your prayer.
Of course.
You're not supposed to.
Listen, the Amidah is the place to do it. Really, that's the answer. Why is it quiet? The Amidah is the place to do it. It's an amazing prayer. There's 18 prayers to connect.
And why only the Amidah? I don't want to.
Well, I was saying to the rabbi, is there something we can incorporate, to kind of make it look like meditative, new age, But the Amidah is really the place that we can do it.
Couldn't you take your own time?
Oh, for sure.
Your own time?
He bought a dude. Well, that's the thing.
You don't have to be a Majnun case to do it with a dude, like the Breslov or anything like that. So you can just take your time, as they say, just take your time.
And the thing is that God is not up out there. God breathed neshama. He breathed, what did he do to Adam? He breathed a piece of his soul literally into us. So he's right here. So we don't need to talk to something,
Talk to yourself.
It's inside.
What do you guys
see,
What do you guys think? How do you pray?
I'll say what I think.
I think my least personal prayers are in shul because of what you've said, like you're looking at
doesn't
their
have to
eyes.
be.
Doesn't it
It's
look
perfect.
strange?
No, it's so
to you?
personal.
But it's a nice, see, I can't wait to come to shul, because it's just my time to find my corner. You know, at home, distractions, a little rush, da-da-da. I don't come to shul for a half hour, 45 minutes. I get my corner. To be honest, I was okay, Rabbi, but I don't read all the prayers. Most of them I don't. I listen to the Chazan. The beginning, how are our prayers formulated? In the beginning, there's praise, right? Why are we praising God? Anybody know why we're praising
It's
God?
our mindset to, the only reason why we praise God is so that you say all these, you praise Him lavishly so that you can say like all this.
That He exists. You realize
You know who you're talking
you're
to.
acknowledging that He exists.
No,
There's something there.
You're praying like all these lavish terms that
You're not relatable.
Impersonal, very impersonal.
Yeah, it's fine.
Reading.
The reason is, there's no way to speak about God. So you just you have to think in the most grandeur terms, so you can you have to mind boggle yourself in a way. You have to mind trick yourself. What's going on here? Take one of the words and then say what does this even mean? And then just think about it again and again and again. And then you're like, the rabbi really wrote this. It makes sense. It's something you say every day. Who melds the heavens and the sea, and you think that, and what does that even mean? This kind of water. And you think about that, and then all right, your mind goes on to another level. Now I can think a little bit more spiritually. I can think a little bit more you get the wheels turning. I think
That's the point. The point of praise is obviously God doesn't want to hear our praise. It's to acknowledge that there's this thing out there, there's this energy. So science, it's interesting because I have a quote, I think I remember it. The father of quantum mechanics, I forget his name, he says, the first sip from the cup, I should get it right. Let me see if I can find it quickly, because it's a great quote. And it talks about the physical sciences and how the physical sciences are here. The first gulp from the glass of natural sciences will make you an atheist. But at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you. Werner Heisenberg, father of quantum mechanics. Rambam talks about it. There's a physical universe that is obviously so exact. Gravity, all the electromagnetic forces, this, that. The spiritual world is, the physical world is only there to show us that there is a spiritual world that is as exact. And how do we align, how do we get God into our lives? It's just like physics. We act like Him if we're giving, to what DJ said, if we're kind, if we're not judgmental, if we're giving, if we're not vengeful, if we're appreciative. Our frequency is aligned with God, and then God comes into our lives. So,
He's always there.
what?
He's always there. You'll just see him. You understand? You know what I'm saying? You ever experienced that? You know?
So prayer, okay, and what prayer does God answer the easiest? Pray for more faith. If
And pray from faith as opposed to pray
for faith.
from
Pray for faith. It is right before Shema, there's a section that talks about asking God to give you the knowledge. Pray for that. If you have trouble, believing, just pray for that, and that He likes to answer. That's not me, that's from Chazal. It talks about that.
Together, it's another Breslau idea.
Okay, so here's the question. Emunah, what is Emunah? Faith is something that, Jewish faith is not what most people believe it to be. Yadata et Hashem Elokecha. It's in the Chumash 10 times. You should know God. Know God. He goes through all this. That's why He took us out of Egypt with signs and wonders. That's why He revealed Himself to us in Har Sinai. You have to know God. Know God. Intellectually. And there's ways to get there. And then once you know that, Ne'eman means faithful. Being faithful to what you know. Right. So I know that if I eat well, I'll feel good. But do I eat well? I'll be faithful to what you know. So that's what Emunah is. Being faithful. When DJ and Eddie feel like doo-doo, okay? And they, you know, they're able, and we're not, obviously you're not always able to access that feeling. You know, most of the time you're
It's
not.
also not always that you can have that in monogamy, you can still not be, cannot be happy. You could be
Right.
upset, you could see why, but
Right.
not no whys. I can't ask the
Yeah,
why
no
because
whys.
I can't say that I'm such a great person, but you could say, I don't know, but you could be upset. It's like, you could just be mad. You can. And you just let it out. There's nothing else you could say. Nothing else.
So you can get to Hashem through prayer. How else would you get to Hashem? Through mitzvot. The literal definition of the word mitzvah, savta, is connection. So we do mitzvot, why do we? Connection, not a command. So there's the root, maybe there's other meanings, but there is a root, from Rabbi Tatz, if Rabbi Tatz knows what he's talking about, I go by him, that the root of tzavta, there is a root there that means connection. So by doing, if we believe that God gave us the Torah, we'll hopefully have, I don't know how much time we have, talk about that, how do we know? And he told us these are the things to do, then that's what they are. Obviously, again, God doesn't need us to do anything. Zero.
There comes the confusion again.
What?
Because now we were so much further advanced in time and in life and in technology that the simpleness of what was given to us has now just become misconstrued and confusing.
Why?
Different ideas, different
Yeah, but if you
different
believe-
rounds of the globe, different times.
Exactly. And what has, this takes us to the
We have
question.
to find clarity and through all this confusion, which I find that will take time, but it seems like we're going in the right direction.
Well, you come to the point of modern day science and this thought that somehow the Torah is archaic and that all these ideas of the Torah are, somehow conflict with science or modern day discoveries. And more and more and more, and if you read about it, if anybody's interested in that, Gerald Schroeder has some great books on the subject. It's quite the opposite. The perfect example is the Big Bang, right? Before Hubble was when? Hubble was, not sure, maybe the late 1850, now what, 1800? You know when the Hubble telescope? I don't know. I think the Big Bang, maybe 1924, around then, I'm not sure. But before that, people believed in the steady state theory. The world was always here. The idea that there was a beginning and that there was nothing was ridiculous. That was not the accepted norm of science. I'll read you another great quote. So what happens, Hubble, he creates this telescope, and he finds out that the galaxies are all rapidly expanding, moving away from each other at a crazy speed. So you go in reverse, and he figured out that the world had to start from nothing, from a little speck at the Big Bang. Ramban actually says that the world
Continues to grow.
started the size of a mustard seed. It's written in Ramban. And so here's a great quote of what happens. Okay, so this is Professor Robert Jastrow of Columbia University, a founding director of NASA's Goddard Institute for Space Studies. Good credentials, right? So he says, expressed the shame felt by his colleagues when the Big Bang was found to be a theory that everybody accepted. This is an extremely strange development, unexpected by all but the theologians. They have always accepted the word of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Well, for the scientist who has lived by his faith in the power of reason, the story ends like a bad dream. He has scaled the mountain of ignorance. He is about to conquer the highest peak. As he pulls himself over the final rock, he is greeted by a band of theologians who have been sitting there for centuries. Big Bang. It's right in the beginning. And then it's mind-boggling if you go and, I mean, if you read about this stuff. If anybody's interested, I put this together. I call it Journal to the Soul. It's a compilation of knowledge and support of Jewish faith. And it documents all this, what I found to be incredible about science and Torah. There's a whole section. So that's the second component of trying to get close to God, is realizing that He's there through looking at nature. The
language that he speaks.
Through nature. But the biggest way and the most incredible way is to reflect on Matan Torah. It's really...
On what?
Matan Torah. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. If anybody has any doubt that we saw God and He spoke to us and He gave us a book or instruction manuals, listen, go to simpletoremember.com, look up Rabbi Lawrence Kellerman's lecture on a rational approach to belief in Matan Torah. I don't know what exact words are. And I believe, I've given it to some really smart people, and they cannot find a hole in the argument, which states that there is absolutely no way that this story of 1 million people seeing God was fabricated. If you use your intellect, so there's two ways to prove things. The thing itself, or by exclusion. If all you turned your back and I took this away, and you turned around again, you saw the glass was missing, you didn't see me move it, but you know I moved it, because it's not there. So proof by exclusion, which Rabbi Kellerman figures out, he tries to figure out all the ways, potentially, that this came to be a myth. There's no way. There's no way. You cannot convince people that they saw things they didn't see. There are 20,000, roughly, religions since the beginning of time. How where they got that number? Not one claims a mass revelation. Why not? It's a much better story.
Right.
All you people saw me talk to God. You saw God. I have the book. Sounds silly, right? How am I going to convince you saw God? There's no way. And there's...
Why can't it be like, just, I'm playing devil's advocate, why can't it just be like a bunch of people that are just like, damn, this is really boring?
It's not a bunch of people.
What? Yeah, but how did the story start? How did everybody believe it? How did 3.6 billion people believe it? The Muslims, you know that Moses...
So they said, let's start something.
Yeah, let's start something. So let's do it. Let's convince all these people. I want to start something now. They saw God. Let's tell them they saw God.
And the story comes out.
Now, there's two ways to do it. I mean, if you want to get into it, there's the present theory, which means I'm going to convince you that you saw God, which is impossible, right? Because nobody in the intellectual circles of skeptics makes that argument in the colleges and this and that. What they say is the past life. That you didn't see anything, but your forefathers saw something. This is the lie, by the way. This is how the lie started. That you guys didn't see anything, but way, way long ago, your great-grandparents, saw God. And that's how.
So you're basically...
That's how the past lie.
That's what it sounds like.
What?
That's what it sounds. That's what we.
But it's impossible to start that past lie. There's no way to get millions and billions of people to believe. I can't do it right now. It's too long. It's an hour. You want to listen? Listen to remember and then talk to me. There's no way. He has lectured around the world. There's nobody that he claims, and I spoke to people, good friend of mine, a smart guy, Albert LeBose, I'll say his name. How do you know it? How do you know that Albert, listen to this? He's a lawyer. I think he's a lawyer. He's a brother lawyer. He's in real estate. Yeah, he should. Well, he is a lawyer, right? So there's that. So those are the ways. Now, how else do we know? Am I DJ? Done anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I was reading an article, just going on to what you were saying, in the Times magazine on the weekend. It said, how do you lament? How do you be sad? You know what I mean? And it's just, I read the article just because I wanted to read it and understand what they had to say.
What does that mean? How do you be sad?
Meaning, how do you be sad? Like, how do you
They're
go
telling
to
you not
What's
how
the
to
proper
say it.
way to...
Exactly. What my point is, though, is that in our religion, right? Now, it's amazing because they give us detailed breakdown of what we need to do. Let's say on how to, sit shiva or how to, so it's just amazing, and all the religions come from that. So if you were to just look at it from that perspective, from the fact that think about it like this, for example, like socially, right? Why do we have 10 people minyan, right? Because if you think about it on a regular level, okay, you need people, the counts, to talk to Hashem, but there's more than that, right? Why? Because every day a man, gets up and then he's meeting with 10 other people. It helps him. You know what I mean? Beat loneliness. It helps him. It's an antidepressant. It's even the tefillin. There's an article about acupuncture. Okay, and these 2 points specifically, 1, 2, release chemicals in the brain that make you happy. That's not an accident.
The point where you put the tefillin.
Yes. It's not an accident. I'm sorry to delve into the women's things. I apologize, but I'm saying I'll have more for you next time. But my point is, though, everything in our religion it's beautiful, it's amazing, and it's only for our benefit. And just look at it for a little bit. It doesn't have to be Hebrew. It could be English. Understand what you're saying when you pray. I do the same thing. If I'm going to go to shul, I still go to shul, but I meditate in the morning. I talk to God. I say, God, thank you so much. Even on the crappy days, it sucks, but you say thank you because you're there. You have a chance. You have a chance to do something. You don't know what it is. You don't know who you're going to touch. You don't know who you're going to meet. But you're going to meet somebody. And you're going to have a conversation, and who knows what it may lead to. And the point is, again, is that our religion is amazing because, again, just those 2 aspects of social, 10 people, of the tefillin, of, okay, you give tzedakah, you get it back 10 times. You know what? You may not get it in money, but you may get it in friendship. You may get it in something else. You understand? Open your mind to, not literally. Someone told me once, because now, by the way, we learn, the weekly parasha when we're younger, and we read it, and, you have it, unless you learn it again, like reread it, forget about learning, let's just say read it, the Torah again, you won't see the beauty in it, right? Someone told me to reread it, I reread it. It's amazing. It's amazing how much more you can connect to it now and can relate to it because we're older, you'll see, when you get, any more mature and you go through stuff and
Your questions will be different as well.
yeah, and if you read it as not literal, meaning, let's say, poetically, you'll see, it's amazing. I'm just telling you, just try it. And just going back to what you said, about religion and belief and faith. I mean, you can spend a lot of time on that, or and then which is great. And I guess I'm not there right now, so I can't relate. But what I can tell you is once you get past that point, it's so beautiful. It's so amazing. And yeah, it sucks, and we go through a lot of suffering. And I know a lot of people that what I have, they're going through it, and it sucks. It's not great. But when they do talk to me, and when we have a conversation, and we reach out to each other, you know what I mean? And we get all the crap out, after we speak, they understand what I'm saying. They understand that, look guys, all of us here, God forbid, but we don't know. Tomorrow's no guarantee. I'm not even joking. You know what I mean? Something, North Korea, they have a missile, whatever. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to explain to you.
DJ,
Yeah.
one thing I want, we don't have much time, I don't have much time, we started a little late, but if we can get 10 more minutes, that would be great, because there's still a lot to
I don't
talk
know.
about.
Schedule.
But, and I always like to talk about, whether or not you're scared of death.
Am I scared? It's a great question.
Death and you're
So,
suspected.
you want to know the answer? I'm going to tell you.
In 10 minutes?
No, but it's not short. It's not a long conversation. It's very simple.
It's an answer, not a conversation.
No, it's just an answer. Am I afraid of death? So
I know,
no,
tell
I'm
them
not
why
afraid.
you're not afraid.
No, I'm not afraid of that because my mission. When my mission is complete here, then it's fine. The thing that bothers me, I'm not gonna lie, is pain. I deal with it. I use it to my advantage, but it sucks sometimes. It really, and it's not a pain that I can explain to you. It's not like someone punching you in the face. It's like
they punched you in the face.
inside
and
your
it
body.
stayed.
Yeah, it's like someone ran over you and then said,
He's still
did I run over you?
running.
No, let me run over you again. Just to make sure. And then I'm not gonna help you out. I'm just gonna.
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah. But that's what it is.
Just
And then I have to deal.
to your point from the beginning, which is the most, what made things happen. Nothing works unless we understand that this world, and you say it,
Just roll up.
and it's not it. It's a day in the life. In other words, it may sound wishful thinking, oh, they're in a better place, and, oh, you know,
Different place.
but if we can't get our intellect and our emotion around the fact that life doesn't end when we die, and that's really the destination. I'm not saying that we shouldn't enjoy this life. There's so much pleasure, and there's pain, and there's all kinds of stuff. But you know what they say? What Rabbi Taft says, Olam Haba, is it's just you. It's what you've done. The pain,
And it's you, no?
it's not here.
Rabbi Joseph Soloveitchik says something very good. He says that you should not be in a rush for Olam Haba.
No.
You should be focused on
No.
the minute that you get to Olam Haba, you lose your ability to choose. Right now, what we have here every day is the ability to choose. And to go back to what DJ was saying, every day he has to make a choice, right? Am I staying in bed? Am I staying in bed? Or am I getting up? What am I doing? You know, who can I
First
help
line.
today or whatever? But you're faced with a choice in every single one of these days. Right? You have a choice. And one of those choices is to go and remain open to new experiences, to new people, to everything. By being open and remaining open, you want to know how you can find God, how you can start to see when God's talking to you, and how you can start to recognize that the universe is one, and that Hashem is Echad, and that everything is connected.
Yes.
The only way that you're going to start to recognize those things is by being available, and by making a choice to be available.
By wanting to.
Yeah, exactly. For you to ask the question of, you know, what are we doing here, and what is God, and that's all available to you in yourself. If you operate openly,
Yes.
and you
Yes.
allow yourself to operate,
That's what wisdom comes.
and you recognize that you are making a choice, and that this isn't something that, listen, did DJ have a choice in being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, or did he have a choice? No. Life is chosen for you. Hashem is going to We don't choose what's going to happen. It happens to us, right? Every day. This morning it rained. Not one person in this room could control it. Not one person. The only thing you can do is control your reaction. You brought an umbrella, you didn't. You put a hat on, you didn't. You put a raincoat on, you didn't. You want to get wet? You have that choice. You can do it. So in my limited experience, and the only reason I'm even sitting here is because I allowed myself to get open, right? I grew up really not observant. I took yeshiva education for granted. Now that I'm paying for my kids, I do not. I hope they don't. But the fact is that we take what we have around us for granted all the time. We have all these shuls, we have all these schools, we have all these rabbis, and we go like this to them, right? You know, how often? Other rabbis. These are things that have been made available to us that so many people in the world don't have. They don't have exposure to these ideas. Some of the things that were spoken about just before, and that Harold even just like casually rambled off, the idea of the Big Bang Theory, the idea of us knowing that already, and that the Jews already had that answer for thousands of years. The fact that we knew that the world was round when nobody knew that the world was round, and you would have went to prison for even saying it. Galileo got that idea from us. Maybe we take some credit. Take some credit.
He was killed.
He was killed. He was killed for saying things. Exactly. So the point is that we have all of this available to us, and once you connect to that, and once you connect to that source, that idea of something from nothing, that idea of oneness, that we're all from that mustard seed, and we're still connected to the mustard seed, and because we're connected to that seed, we're connected to one another, and we're connected to every life on this planet. So I guess the whole thing, just in the summation, is just to make yourself available to it. Allow yourself to appreciate it. Allow yourself to understand that these things are here for us, and that there is a purpose to them. It's dark, it's raining, but April showers bring May flowers. I mean, it's in the simplest things. We know these things. We just have to remind ourselves that we know these things. There's not one person in this room that doesn't know April showers bring May flowers, correct? I think about that all the time.
We did.
Anything that annoys you is teaching you patience. Anyone who abandons you is teaching you how to stand up on your own 2 feet. Anything that angers you is teaching you forgiveness and compassion. Anything that has power over you is teaching you how to take your power back. Anything you hate is teaching you unconditional love. Anything you fear is teaching you courage to overcome your fear. Anything you can't control is teaching you how to let go. So that's
Perfect.
I like that. You can move on next.
Clarity through the confusion.
Hal, do you want to wrap up?
What?
Want to wrap up?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks. Go ahead.
Sorry. So I want to just, in honor of this class, in honor of Eddie, in honor of Yaakov and Athia, my uncle Jake, who just passed away, and Refuah Shalomah for Rena Wagami and Sharon Waller, and a lot of people that are challenged with a lot of things. Thank you.
I just want to read one before. There are a lot of other answers to your question, so don't, if you're interested.
Is there any other questions?
But I just want to read this to you guys, and Sherry, who's not here, because there was an event
Yes.
in Brooklyn, and so just many thanks in return. This was a poem that was read at an event for Sherry and DJ, but now this is you too. Thank you for teaching us that clouds bring rain, that through the dark our light shines brightest, that we all have power we didn't know we had. Thank you for sharing your smiles and your faith. Thank you for teaching us to look up, not down, forward, not back. Thank you for reminding us that challenges are opportunities to grow even stronger, that in the midst of it all, we are meant to find joy and purpose. And thank you for allowing Hashem to use you as his inspirational friend.